y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the totally tubular 80s inspired collection available right now from Moonshine Manny. This whole collection retails for $28 and they were sent to me for review. I'll link Moonshine Manny's storefront and social media down below. Now Phoebe has done a complete glam up on her bottle, so this is a new bottle shape, a new look with a new wider brush that I love, but the same great formula. So I'll go ahead and get right into the swatches. First up is It Is So Choice, and this is described as a hot pink coral cream with gold and violet shimmer. That shimmer is pretty subtle on this base because they are so insanely bright, very true neon. I'll go ahead and show you the new brush. And I'll show you how It Is So Choice swatched on my new shorty nails. So I did have a little bit of a break, so I had a bit of a learning curve remembering how to paint on shorter nails. So here's just one coat of It's So Choice. It went on a little bit thicker. This does have more of a matte formula, but really easy coverage, really awesome look. I did have maybe a few low spots, so I'm going to go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it builds up for me with a second coat. So this one does dry down just slightly darker, then it applies still very bright in your face and neon. 2 coats for sure brings this one completely opaque. I had no problems with self-leveling or anything like that. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial lighting. So that shimmer is a little bit subtle on the nail but makes for that lit from within type of neon glow. Here's a view from another angle with a glossy top coat in direct sunlight, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So next up is 1.21 gigawatts, and this is described as an ultra bright mid-tone orange cream with glowing violet shimmer. Again, that shimmer is a little bit subtle on the nail, very evident here in the bottle. I'll go ahead and show you a quick brush shot. This is filming a little bit darker than it is in person. It is for sure a true neon. So here's a look at that first coat. I did go in for a little bit of a thicker coat. Again, I am learning how to remember how to paint on shorter nails, but I had awesome coverage, especially for an orange. I did have maybe a few low spots, so I'm going to go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me in a second coat. I do recommend going in thinner coats if you prefer. I did have a few bubbles that I feel like I wouldn't have had if I had gone in for thinner coats, but 2 coats for sure brings this one completely opaque with no issues. Here's a look at that completed mani. Again, this is filming just a touch darker than it is in person. You can see that beautiful, subtle, semi-matte finish. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a top coat, and then my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So next up is Cowabunga, and this is, I think, my top pick of the collection. It's described as an ultra bright shamrock green cream with subtle violet shimmer. So I love that mermaidy kind of purple tone on this bright but dark mint green, if that makes sense. I'll go ahead and show you a quick brush shot, and then I'll show you how Cowabunga swatched on my natural nail. So this polish honestly had full coverage in one thicker coat. It did self-level really well, but it seemed like I have a few low spots, especially in this neon formula. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry and show you how it built up for me with a second coat, but honestly, you can probably get away with just one for this one. It does feel maybe a little bit creamier, a little bit thinner, really easy to work with. I'll show you a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. It is still a little bit wet here, so it's getting off some of that glossy sheen, but it does dry down to a semi-matte finish. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So next up is Hey You Guys, and I'm guessing that this one is inspired by the Goonies. This is described as ultra bright violet cream with a violet shimmer, so it does have that beautiful tone on tone effect, which I really love. This is a true neon orchid purple. I'll go ahead and show you a quick brush shot, and then I'll show you how Hey You Guys swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. You can see how beautifully this rounded brush kind of fits exactly into my cuticle line. I'm absolutely in love with it. I did do a thicker first coat here, but this one is completely opaque in just one coat. I really feel like I got nice even coverage, and I didn't really need to go back in for that second. So here's a look at that completed mani at just one coat, and then once more at an angle with a glossy top coat underneath direct sunlight. This is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight, and that does wrap up my swatch and review of the totally tubular collection. I really can't recommend these enough, especially at $8 or $28 for the entire collection. If you'd like to see more photos, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com. You should really also check out Phoebe Moon's swatch and review of these. She is the creator and she does an awesome job. I'll link her channel down below. If you'd like, you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.